Before I look at the cars, I wanted to talk about the new 5-pack style. Unlike older 5-packs, which had a bit of a raised floor, here it's a lot more retro styled with the old sort of flat box style, so the cars can remain perfectly flat, and that's because of this new feature, this piece, which may look familiar to some people who have watched one of my friends' videos. T-Tour Reviews High. You may recall a certain video about turning these into a popsicle tray. So these are the new blisters they're using for the 5-packs so that, they can't be stolen, because cars can get stolen from packs very easily. I've seen it happen a lot, so I like these new blisters. I think they're pretty nice. I like that, they give us more shape for some of the cars diecast. These are really detailed. Not much else to say. They can't hold other versions, so like if you had another Ramon model, you probably could fit him in here. I have some cars over here that I'm going to compare to these ones. So let's get right ahead. Let me find out where to put this. I guess here's good. All right, so who am I going to review first? I think I'm going to go from right to left. I think that makes the most sense. So let me just put all my cars back here. Start with Flo. Probably my least favorite one. I really don't like how Thailand did Flo. They made her eyes weirdly small. I don't really know how I feel about the finish. I remember the one I got from the Saludos Amigos Ramon 2-pack felt very odd. It felt unfinished, like they didn't texture it. And it seems that, yeah, mine was just missing a gloss coat or two, so it doesn't look as good. You can see one is shinier than the other. So, and this has just kind of been my main Flo. I've been meaning to get a replacement Flo at some point, but I guess for now I'll just keep this one. I guess, I don't know. So yeah, other than that, they're pretty much identical to one another. Mine I customized to have the more accurate yellow cream color on the side, as opposed to this weird, like, green. That's not accurate to Flo at all. I really don't know why they just messed up completely. Showgirl license plate. I'm kind of glad I never got that On the Road Ramon 2-pack, because I cannot imagine having 3 Flows. That'd be really just awkward. I don't know, you could probably do something with it, but I personally just wouldn't want that. Especially since they're all Thailand Flows. They kind of stink. Anyways, here's one of the exclusive cars in this pack. Or actually, no, if I recall correctly, all of these cars this year are exclusive to this pack. You can't get regular Flo anywhere else. You can't get the other cars from this pack anywhere else. So, yeah, there's that. Here's Sally. She's been referred to as Willie's Butte Sally because I believe she first debuted in a Willie's Butte themed pack. So here's her face and the headlights. Let me quickly bring out my original Sally. This is a 2013 Sally. She has raised eyes. Alright. Now, I want you to look at these two. And notice that they are the exact same model, but somehow this one looks a lot better. I think that comes personally down to a few factors. Mainly the updated details. As you can see, she has updated headlights here that actually look like headlights and not just, flat gray. Her eyes are a bit different. Her eyelids are much more pronounced, like eyelashes. And this looks more like a face that Sally would make. This looks deranged. She looks like this is the kind of face that you don't want to wake up to. Look at that. That's horrifying. Yeah. I believe her color is also slightly different. They made it slightly deeper and darker, which I like. Some Sallys are really light colored, and I don't really like that. I prefer this color. But yeah, other than that, it's a stock standard Sally. She has gray windows. I don't know if I prefer that. I much prefer the darker windows. It just contrasts more, but... Oh, they also updated her wheels slightly. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because the black walls are a little too thick compared to the China one. And they're definitely simplified compared to the China one. But overall, I'd say this is a pretty solid adaptation of Sally. Only issue is, this is the only way you can get the Sally is through a 5-pack. For some reason, this isn't the Sally they're making in the singles. I don't know why. but Sally has a long history of just having updated variants that aren't, consistent for some reason. Like, hold on. I need to rotate this pack because there's something interesting I want to show you. Here's the top, by the way. They repeat name tags on these, which is nice, but a little redundant because of the back. And I want to show the back because... Does this Sally look familiar to anyone? This one right here? Yeah, that is the 2018 updated Sally. I don't know why they act like this is the same version as that. They aren't, but... Yeah, I don't know. This is just another updated Sally, and I really do not know why this isn't just the regular Thailand Sally. If this was the regular Thailand Sally, we wouldn't be talking so much about Sally, but the fact that they're so against just updating Sally regularly is really annoying. Overall, though, I do really like Sally. She's a nice diecast. A Porsche, obviously. Porsches are always really nice. So, yeah, we got those two out of the way. On to McQueen, who I'm most excited to talk about. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. It's a little early in the morning. Here's Cruisin McQueen. I had him as a kid, but, I kind of lost him. And so I've wanted Cruisin McQueen back in my collection. He's one of the last major McQueen variants I'm missing from the Cars movies. I'm really happy he's finally in my collection. Man, I love the metallic chrome on the Thailand cars. These just look absolutely amazing. You can sort of see where the printing kind of flops, but overall, he looks absolutely stunning. I love the decal on him. Interesting thing about this McQueen is that he has bumper stickers, because in the movie he has bumper stickers. That's something that I never noticed until this variant came out. Kingston, Barstow, San Bernardino. So that's how Thailand would do those decals if they ever did like the bumper sticker McQueen. Which I don't know if they would because that guy was a chase. McQueens from Thailand have really weird wheel issues where they're kind of like on axle. Where I almost feel like they're putting the axles backwards. Right, because these ones in the back are much tighter than these ones in the back here, so it kind of has him steering from the back or something, like he's a forklift or something. I really don't like that. It doesn't matter. I still like him though. Let me quickly compare him to Radiator Springs McQueen, who I have the China variant for. I think this is my first McQueen to have white walls in my collection. I don't have any other white wall McQueen variants. So yeah, you can definitely see the difference between Thailand and China. This one's a lot less chrome, but it still looks good. As you can see, similar decals. I think I prefer Radiator Springs McQueen more. I like that he has all the numbers and stuff. I like that he has his decals. And I like that he's supporting Rusty's now because, he actually respects them as a company. McQueen has his classic black windows, so I like how that turned out. But yeah, overall, pretty solid. Put him away. Careful, careful. Always gotta be careful with metallic cars. They chip the easiest. I heard McQueen was based on a Chevy, and actually, fun fact, McQueen missing a spoiler here, that was not intentional. That was something that happened in a filming error, and they just liked it, so they kept it. On to Lizzy. I'm not sure how to feel about the Highland Lizzy. Here's the China Lizzy. I got her in a lot with Otis once. I didn't realize I was missing Lizzy until that point. This one looks a little taller. The Thailand one looks a little taller. The eyes look a little more detailed, a little less pale. The headlights are a little more purple. I like that. What I don't like, though, are the windows and the wheels. Instead of silver, they're just this plain gray. And the mirror is pretty clearly printed. So I much prefer the China one in that aspect. Here. Less thick text, which I do think I like because it looks a little more realistic. The backlight is just red. Yeah, overall, pretty basic. I'm not sure what to do with this Lizzy. I just sell her off. I really don't have a use for a second Lizzy. That, or I might customize it. I have an idea for what I want to make a custom Lizzy out of. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Oh, no, that's... I got them confused for a second, and I put the Thailand one back. I'm really sorry for that. Alright, on to the final item. It is Ramon time. Ramon, yes, my man. This Ramon variant is pretty iconic because his name is Hydraulic Ramon. If you guys know anything about just cars, you would know this isn't a hydraulic car. This is Ramon, just in a red paint job. Hydraulic means his thing would be lifted up. They didn't make Hydraulic Ramon until 2012, I believe. So all the Ramones are just these flat variants. And they haven't made a raised version of this guy because hydraulic Ramon sounds stupid. But, ignoring the name, he's a pretty nice Ramon. He's a nice red. Very similar to Lightning Ramon, who's out this year. And there's also old school and retro Ramones who are pretty similar. He has his expression looking slightly off to the side. His eyes seem to be a slightly different color from regular Ramon. They seem to be slightly greener. That could just be me, though. He has a bit of a better mouth. This one's a little too pencil thin for me. I like this one, though. This feels like a Ramon face. Has these really nice red pinstripes. I believe these are hoods. I think it's similarly based on... I think it's based on a hood that he has in his shop, if you can see over there. I think this is a render from Cars 3 or Cars on the Road, because this body art place looks a lot cleaner. So yeah, I think there's a hood here that kind of looks like this Ramon here. This is what Ramon looks like when he paints McQueen up for the big Cruisin night. There was a diecast called Cruisin Ramon, but that was later renamed to Old School Ramon. There's the red here. Red Ribbons, that's why he has the fan name and canon name, actually, because of an old comic called Red Ribbons Ramon. On the inside, there is a Ramones body shop. That's something that most Ramones these days have, is a little thing inside of them that says Ramones. You can't see it clearly, though, but it is nice. Back. No one's slow. No one's slow on the tires as well. I think the little parts on the side here are black instead of silver on regular Ramon, which I like. Yeah, pretty much the same. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about this pack so far. Pretty solid pack, I want to say. Like, we had some pretty good releases here. Lizzy is a biannual release, so this is how they put her out, and I like that. I do appreciate having a nicer textured flow. I get really sensitive about texture sometimes, so it's really nice to just have, a flow that doesn't feel bad. And a new Sally. Sally doesn't have all too many variants that are actually new variants. Like, literally half of them are just updated variants of other Sallys. It's, like, really annoying. I would not want to be someone who collects Sally for a living. That sounds awful. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. But, yeah, overall, I really liked these cars, and I'm really happy I got all 5 of them. I'm really hoping to get the other 5 packs, because the other 5 packs are also really good. They have the World Grand Prix racers and the trainees back, which is really exciting. But, yeah, of this 5-pack, I think the MVP has to be Cruisin McQueen, just because he's so iconic, and it's so cool seeing him back again. You can never get enough of this guy. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye!